Hello everybody, it's me again, Win. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about Bigfoot, ghosts, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, and if you're wondering why I'm wearing this jacket, is because it's from an anime called Full Metal Alchemist. And it's pretty long jacket, it goes to my ankles. And yeah, I'm just turning around. There's a symbol up there too. Yeah, it's off of an anime. And I don't wear it outside because I'm kind of embarrassed to wear it. I don't know what people would say, and when people make fun, it kind of brings me downhill. So yeah. So back on topic. I'm going to talk to you about Bigfoot and ghosts. Yeah, so right here I have a book about the Sasquatch, known as Bigfoot. And I read this book twice, and I like it, and I like the ending because Bigfoot doesn't get killed, and he helps a kid and some people. And don't know if they're kind in real life, so yeah. And then I got this Lost Tapes, and it has 14 episodes in it. Some of it is very scary, and some of it isn't. So yeah, I watched all of it with Suki in one night, and I said, Suki, let's go, stop, enough with this, let's watch the rest tomorrow. But she wanted to watch it all that night, so yeah. So I am very interested in Bigfoot and ghosts, and the werewolves, and Goatman, and Mothman, and all that. And that is kind of why I'm making this episode, this tape thing. Yeah, I'm. I want to be a Bigfoot hunter or a paranormal investigator, but the truth is I don't really know how to be one, and I don't want to do it alone. And I want to be with people that know how to do it. And I'm setting up this video to ask people if they know how, or if any paranormal people are watching this, if they could comment of how to be one, or if there are any around my area. I live in Canada, so I'm not sure if there are any around Canada, BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, or something. And yeah, I've seen a few things in my lifetime, even though it's a short lifetime, because I'm young still. So yeah, me and my friend a long time ago, we were outside, and then we all of a sudden rocks were being hucked at us, and we don't know what it was. So we walked up to it, and all of a sudden this big red head came out of nowhere, and its eyes were glowing, and then me and my friend bolted out of there as fast as we can, and it was following us. And then once we came home, it was outside of our house trying to come in, but we don't know why it didn't. So me and my friend were quite scared for a long time, and it still scares me today, hoping it doesn't come back. And then there was another one. This one was downstairs in the basement. It was a little girl. We seen her every time we slept down there. Sometimes she cries, sometimes she laughs and hides from us. And she wasn't so bad, and then all of a sudden one day she didn't come back. So me and my friend thought she passed to the light or something. So we were happy that she went to up there or something. And then after a few months after that, I went to my friend's dad's house who lives in the woods, and all of a sudden the guard dog was barking at something. So me and my friend went out of the trailer, and all of a sudden we seen this brown dog type thing we looked at it and it was very close to the trailer. It stood on two legs and it had a dog face. It was all brown. And once the dog went after it, me and my friend were scared that it would hurt the dog. So we went after it too to get the dog back. And then all of a sudden, it went down on all four paws and turned up and ran up the hill. And it ran up the hill going up to the mountain because my friend's dad lives beside a mountain. And then it ran off very quickly. And the dog went after it too, so me and my friend went after it to get the dog. Because we didn't want the dog to get hurt because this was a big thing. And then after a few days after that, me and my friend were working there. We had to take down a house. Yeah, it was boring, and there were bees in there. So yeah, my friend went somewhere, and then I was on the house taking nails out. And then all of a sudden, I looked to my left. Down the road, it was a dirt road because he lives in the woods. And then all of a sudden, I see this brown thing behind a tree. All I could see was a hand, a hairy hand. The tree was here, and it was like that, and then moved behind the tree. I was so freaked out that I jumped off the house onto the ground and ran across the road back to the house. I went into the house all freaked out, hoping that it wouldn't come. And all of a sudden my friend came and I told him about it and he was freaked out too. And then after that, me and my friend, it was windy, a little bit windy. And me and my friend went to the house. Once we started going into the house, a big gust of wind blew me and my friend down onto the ground. It was just this big, huge gusts of wind. And it blew us down and we looked up to see what it was. Nothing there. And there was this big, like that big, a pot with soil in it. And it had a fully grown plant in it. And it was down on the ground. It was so strong it blew that plant down. And it was on the deck, and we were freaked out about that. And then I moved, so I had to leave my friend behind. So I moved somewhere else in Canada, and then after a few years later, I started seeing shadow people. And I didn't really mind of it because the shadow people did nothing but just move around and kind of scare me sometimes, but did nothing to me. So I didn't mind any of it. I see them like maybe 3 times a day sometimes. Sometimes 3, the next day 1. So yeah, just jumping through the trees and the bushes and then popping their heads out places. But there was one time I was sleeping on a bunk bed. And I was sleeping and then in the middle of the night I woke up and I see this man standing in front of my bed where my feet are. It looks at me and his face was ugly and scary. I fell off my bed screaming and yelling, and then all of a sudden, poof, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden I ended up in my living room. I don't know how I got there. So, and then all of a sudden my mom came in and asked what was wrong. So, and my mom went into my room to see what was in there, but nothing was there. And just to let you know, my big brother was sleeping in the living room, and he didn't wake up when I was in there all freaked out. So I don't know what happened. And then all of a sudden, and then my dad went into my room and said, "Leave us alone," and it never came back after that. So it was happily. And then after a few years, I moved back here, and then I slept downstairs. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, I woke up. And again, I seen that same man, but this time he came up and touched me right here on the side. When he touched me, it was cold and it felt like he reached my soul. And then I freaked out, and then all of a sudden, poof, once again, I appeared outside of my room, don't know how I got out. And all of a sudden, my foot was hurting like I banged it on something. And then I went upstairs, was all freaked out. My mom came again and then asked what happened. And then I told everyone what happened and they were freaked out. So I built up enough courage to go downstairs to look at my room. Once I went into my room, everything was a mess. All my blankets were off my bed, my pillows, everything off my drawer, my cupboard, everything out of my cupboard were on the floor all messed up, and that took a long time to clean. I seen this man a few times. After that, I moved upstairs into another room. I didn't want to sleep down there again. And then all of a sudden, I seen it again in that room, and I appeared out here. Again, don't know what happened. So, and then after that, I never seen him again. And I hope I don't see him again because this is just freaked. This is just freaky. And I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of getting freaked out about it. So, if there are any paranormal people or Bigfoot people, or anyone who knows any of them, please comment and tell me their website or anything, because I really want to become a Bigfoot hunter or a paranormal investigator, and you guys can choose which one would be right for me, a Bigfoot hunter or a paranormal investigator, because I really want to be one. The only thing is just I don't know how to be one. So you could just comment if there are any paranormal people looking at this or Bigfoot people looking at this. Please leave a comment telling me how, and websites and stuff around Canada, BC, Alberta. So please just tell me how to, and I'll do my best to leave comments for you too so you can comment back, because I really want to be one with all the things I've seen. So yeah. So, this is wind. Peace. Again, I had to turn it off this way. And it's charging at the same time.